Namaskar. Monday evenings, 9 p.m. is Ask Sumit time, and he is here to answer our questions. We're going to talk quickly about what is happening in West Bengal. Is the noose tightening around the Mamta government? And there are lots of developments. We have covered this in pgurus.com. If you have not read those articles, we'll be referring to them also. And also, there's been a horrible incident off of Kathua. An army convoy has been attacked. We have all the details. It will be coming to you at 10:30 p.m. because we have a specialist on the ground who is giving us where it happened, how it happened, and where things go from here. So stay tuned for that one. Now let's welcome Sumit Pirji. Sumit ji, namaskar, Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe, how are you?
Namaskar, Ram Ram, Radhe Radhe, sir. All fine and great, sir, by the kripa of Lord 𝗤𝗂𝗏. Namaskar to all the viewers. Thank you very much.
Sumit ji, this is one of those days when, we actually have a lot to cover. And whatever it is that is happening on the border, viewers, like I said, come back at 10:30. Right now, on the other side, in West Bengal, lot of saber rattling, a lot of sloganeering, a lot of nonsense stuff is going on. People are getting arrested finally. And again, like I said, Sumit ji will tell us a little bit about the stories that we have covered in pgurus.com today. So over to you, Sumit ji. We are going to give you a summary. For the details, you can go to pgurus.com and look at them there. Over to you.
Sure. Sir, in the name of Bhagwan Sree Ganesha, let's do the Sree Ganesha's today's week vlog. Well, I think, in my opinion, what is happening in West Bengal is, I think the law is catching up with Mamta Didi and the noose is really tightening up. And I think what Prime Minister Modi said in the House of the Parliament, that all these corrupt people will be taken to task. My opinion, my assessment is that the crackdown on West Bengal seems to have begun. I'm saying seems to have begun because that is what Modi ji promised. And Modi ji is not going to relent. That is his nature. That is how he acts and how he behaves. What we are seeing today, there are two important developments. Two more leaders of Trinamool. There is this Bhupati Nagar blast. In that, two more leaders of Trinamool are named by NIA, who have been a part of that conspiracy and have been involved in that. So that is not good news for Mamta Didi. Now, I think 5 to 7 leaders are already named in that blast. So we are saying, what the NIA is saying, that the Trinamool Congress leaders are involved in, bomb making and having those blasts carried out, which is a serious charge levied by the National Investigation Agency on them. This is not a media trial. We are not casting aspersions. This is based on hardcore occurrence of events. So Mamta Didi is not happy there. Second setback which has happened today is vis-a-vis, the Calcutta High Court had ordered that a Supreme Court monitored probe should be done against Sheikh 𝗤𝗏𝗏 of TMC leader from North 24 Pargana, and the place is 𝗠tože. So because there we had allegations on land grab, we had a ration scheme, we had extortion, we had sexual assaults on multiple women. And there was one culprit, Sheikh 𝗤𝗏𝗏, which Mamta Didi tried to save and tried to use all her might to save. Even when the Enforcement Directorate was going there to do a raid on his premises and all, what happened, sir? They were attacked on the way and some of them got seriously injured. Now, not only that, when Sheikh 𝗤𝗏𝗏 got arrested, a huge godown, rather, I would say, of arms and ammunition were recovered from them. I remember that the NSG had to send in those robots which will go and open and all. West Bengal police was horrified looking at the amount of ammunition which is there. So what was Sheikh 𝗤𝗏𝗏 doing with this much of ammunition? Nobody knows. Now the problem is that the Supreme Court, being I think it's still in a holiday, there's a yearly holiday, in that you can have a special petition for special hearing. And who is the counsel of Trinamool Congress? Shriman Abhishek Manu Singhvi. He went to the court, he got a special hearing. And in that special hearing, what he said, he said, look, we are objecting to this Calcutta High Court decision, wherein they are saying there should be a SIT which should monitor, court-monitored investigation of CBI under a SIT. We are objecting to this. Now the honorable justices came very heavily on him. Say, why is the whole goddamn system trying to protect one person? Why are you everybody hell-bent to protect Sheikh 𝗤𝗏𝗏? Aisa kya uske paas? What is he hiding then in that case? No, he said, no, we should not make it political. It's because of the political reasons. Because of that, this is happening and that is happening. So basically the problem is a ration scam. Now, the Honorable Court said West Bengal government has done nothing against this person for months. That is why the judiciary had to intervene. And whatever is happening, let it happen. We are giving you no relief. So there was no intervention by the Honorable Supreme Court in the SIT, which was wherein CBI under guidance of Calcutta High Court is going to investigate all these wrongdoings of Sheikh Jarrah, because what I believe there is much beyond what the eye can see. There's a lot of things. There's connections with Bangladesh, and he's the same man who claimed that I am from Bangladesh. His connections with the Bangladesh. We have done 2 Bangladesh exclusive exposes. What is his collection? What is the Trinamool's connection? What exactly is happening? A lot of things which we are going to even do in our Bengal files in the days to come, as we are gathering more intel and more information about that. But what is worrying is, why is the government trying to protect one person? How is this MLA so special? Why do they have to hire the best lawyer of the country? And why do they have to go to the Supreme Court when you know there have been so much atrocities which have been carried out? When there's a big dump of ammunition which is found out, and Abhishek Manu Singhvi is not talking a word about it. In fact, what has the court asked CBI? Ki, bhai, start a portal, have an email wherein people can come and register their complaints, because a lot of people's FIRs will never be registered. Nobody is going to register their FIR. So what are you going to do? Have a portal, have an email wherein if I want to register, or if you want to give you some information, I should be able to email you. I should be able to put my name, naam, pata and all. What has happened is a lot of atrocities against women, a lot of sexual offenses against the women in particular. I mean, I don't want to even repeat them what they are. And there was a complete cover up by Mamta Didi's government. So here, I think with every passing day, the screws are tightening. And when we look at the job scenario, we are going through an interesting piece of news today. West Bengal in the last 7 years has lost 3 million jobs. 3 million jobs have been lost. I'm not even talking of the unorganized sector. There are 3 million jobs which have been lost. So basically, if you look at the West Bengal, it is shrinking as a state. Economy is in doldrums. Industry has run out. Whatever is there is running out. While as other states like Tamil Nadu, if you look at UP, if you look at some other states, even Maharashtra, they're coming up like anything. But if you look at this West Bengal, it is really, really shrinking. So with millions of jobs getting lost in West Bengal, people having to immigrate for work, economy in doldrums, and let me not even get into that, but I have to. You must have seen there's a mayor of Calcutta who is a minister in TMC. He recently said in Bangla that people who are not born in Islam are unfortunate, and it is our duty to convert them into Islam. Again, he's a minister, sir, and a mayor of Calcutta. He believes that you and me are unfortunate and we are not born in Islam. So it is his duty to convert us to Islam. I mean, this is what is happening. And what we discuss in our Bengal files is that these poor Harijan and our Dalit brothers in Bangladesh, the counselor goes there. What was his name? I forgot his name. What is his name? Muhammad Azwal Hussain. He goes there and tells them, look, but guys, if you don't want your houses to be uprooted, you have to convert to Islam. So here there is a Awami League, there's a Jamaati councillor who's talking here, and here we have a TMC minister and the mayor of Calcutta telling you are unfortunate if you're not born in Islam, so it's our duty to convert you. So these things, whatever you have seen West Bengal, is not happening, and I think Modi ji has made up his mind that action is going to happen. I see more and more things going wrong for West Bengal, and it's a matter of time when the action will happen. And if you look at all the statistics, all the data, talk to anybody on the ground, they will tell you one thing: no free and fair election can happen here without the president's rule. As long as TMC is in the power, no free and fair elections can happen here. This is a fact what we have to live up with. And we have again discussed about this Greater Bangladesh project, wherein 5 odd districts of West Bengal is a bigger plan to get them into Bangladesh and declare a Greater Bangladesh. Again, the Hindu population will be indispensable. Hindus will have to leave Kashmir, Kerala, West Bengal, Kerala, and within 10 years, there will be many more states which will be bringing up. I think the central government has decided to crack the whip. How do you crack the whip? Because after the 1st July, the new laws have come into place. After the new laws have come into place, the agencies, the judicial system is more empowered to handle some hardcore and some dreaded criminals with great political connections. Now, under the new laws, if these things are happening, this gives us an indication that the crackdown possibly has begun. It's a matter of time, Sree sir. We'll wait and watch how does it turn up. We'll see how is the Mamta's government going to handle that. But my take on it is, I believe that the enough is enough in West Bengal, and before West Bengal becomes a Kashmir, or we have a mass Hindu exodus, or some unforeseen situations happen there, I think Modi government has started getting into the action, and the crackdown has begun. And you have to do everything as per the book, as per legally. And if you start scratching the surface, there's not what you have to do with TMC cadre and the TMC netas. There's a lot of things which are happening there. I'm not even bringing in the cattle smuggling. I'm not bringing in the relations with the Litton, but the port and Rajshahi, who is the TMC guys who have relations with Litton. And there are a lot of other allegations which are there. Law and order seems to have collapsed. Things are getting into no man's land. And you must have all seen the brazen things what 𝗤𝙁𝙀𝗫 was talking when he was being arrested. I'm the king here, nobody can touch me here. You have the courage to attack enforcement directorate people, right? And what is that ammunition dump doing in your place? That is again something which is an area and region of concern, what is happening in West Bengal. My gut feel is things are going to catch up, things are going to happen. And the second part I want to touch upon quickly is this unforeseen situation wherein 4 army jawans, our brothers, have lost their lives, 6 are injured, and again a convoy is attacked.
Sumit, before we go to that topic, I just have one drawing to share. Viewers, this has been discussed for a long time on PGurus and also by some other channels, and they have talked about the reality of this. If somebody starts asking for 5 districts, here is the reality of the situation. From 1971 to 2024, 53 years, almost 1/3 of the population has emigrated from there. 32% to 8% Hindus. Where they've all gone? They need a land too. They used to belong to Bangladesh. Here is the picture. There's a line you draw from Malda to Sylhet, straight across. Everything above that should come to India because it solves 2 problems. One is at least some kind of a regulated population exchange can take place. Chattogram, down south, Kobila, that Chittagong area, there are lots of Hindus. They need to be able to migrate out of there safely, and there are a lot of Muslims above that. Let them come down here. You do a proper, India can do this thing, 𝙒𝙬𝙤𝘀𝘀𝘀 ka, very, very easy, not difficult. And that let them do this part, and then you can think about other things. You have to do it once, Sumitji, and it's a clean exchange. It is not that the portion above will not have anybody, no Muslims. You talk, ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से ही देना चाहिए, यही बात समझती है ये कौम. Okay,
sir,
so this, if you don't, Sumitji, this is a very well thought out line. ये 24 kilometers का जो chicken snack है वो भी solve हो जाएगा इसमें.
Correct, बिल्कुल sir. I mean, push comes to shove because Hindus are being targeted in Bangladesh. Now we are unfortunate. Now, if you look at this Greater Bengal plan, they are already identified the 5 districts which are bordering Bangladesh, and there's a plan which is going on wherein all districts have now a majority Muslim population, and the Muslim population is increasing, the Hindu population is decreasing, Hindu exodus is happening, Hindu is the only disposable commodity there, and if the things keep on happening there, one day they will declare this Greater Bangladesh. And I don't believe, again, I don't believe that the 𝗤𝙁 𝗎𝘆 government is not aware of that. They don't know that. But we have to take action. We have to protect our tariff, because unfortunately, what is happening even in our side of the Bengal, things are getting out of control. I mean, Hindus are being targeted, BJP Karyakartas are being targeted, everybody who doesn't toe the line is being targeted. And there is nothing which seems to be working there. Now, why does the government, what the Supreme Court rightly said, why is whole West Bengal government trying to protect one person? What is so great about this MLA? Is it about his name, 𝗤𝙁𝙀𝘀𝘀? Or he says, I'm from Bangladesh, and he used to say, मैं यहाँ का बाहुबली, I'm the Lord here, nobody can touch me. That is the kind of courage they have shown, and nobody is talking about one thing, Sree sir. What about the bloody ammunition dump? Why nobody is talking about ammunition? What was he doing to do with this ammunition? Look, Sharjeel Imam and all are in the jail. They said we have a plan to cut the chicken neck. So are we waiting for a disaster to happen? So what is happening inside, we don't know. There might be a lot of minefields which are there, which Modi government might be trying to mitigate with very, very carefully. Things are not looking great in West Bengal, and in the supreme national interest, if Modi government has to do action, it is better do it as soon as possible. I'm very sure the Honorable Prime Minister is looking into it, but unfortunately, the window is closing down. Sir, we have we have a lot of issues which are happening there. And now, if we want to touch around a minute on this, but one thing is so unfortunate. Again, this area is being activated. This area is being again activated. Special forces were dropped in. Within 25 minutes, Rashtriya Rifles came in. But again, since yesterday, we killed 6 terrorists. We lost 2 men yesterday. We have lost 4 of our brothers today. So, I've been saying because my sources told me there are around 45 to 49 men which are infiltrated and are running in groups of 3 each. That is where these attacks are coming. And again, same area, Kuthwa, same area. And now they have the courage to attack a convoy. And this happens at the time when Modi ji is in Moscow. Exactly when Modi ji was taking the oath, then they did the riots, right? When 9 Hindus were killed. Now here Modi ji landed in Moscow, and the whole of the West and everybody's there. That's a different issue. But at the same point of time, again attack on one more army convoy, and this time we had a lot of casualties, which bleeds my heart. We can't lose our brothers in uniform. That is the last thing which should happen. So there is a nexus which is working in the country. That is why I have been strongly advocating for a Ministry of Internal Security with a big budget and a Patriot kind of act where we can handle them before they hit us. Reactive mechanisms of control are gone. Proactive mechanisms of control have to be brought in, because we can handle Pakistan, we can handle China, we can handle any external threat. But what about these threats which keep on happening then in and out? It's a very sad story, sir. My heart is bleeding today. I'm not happy, but what to do? There's not much what we can do. You and me can talk about it, raise the awareness, and as long as the people of the country don't join our give us their voice and say, no, this has to stop. And whatever it takes, you have to dismantle Pakistan. I am telling you today, it's not about Pakistan. I didn't want to bring Pakistan in. You have to dismantle Pakistan and you have to settle these pockets. If these ghettos, Sree sir, can I be direct? Kya hota, sir? There's a ghetto, there's an immigration you have a particular government supports a particular ideology, and because of that particular ideology, there's a group of people who decide to take up guns, and they get shelter, they get patronage, they get everything in those ghettos. And how do we pay? We pay with the lives of our people. This is what happens. Ye choti si kahani hai, sir. And what you are proposing is a brilliant idea. Let's call it a day. Jo bhi karna yaar, karo yaar. Let's call it push a day. We can't live in this perpetual state of terror and people dying. Unless and until you want all of us to carry M4 carbine like Israelis, then we'll carry one. That is not a problem. Then give us one, we'll also carry.
And Pappu/Buddhu, you dare not oppose this. This is what your grandmother should have done. Because by that time, many Hindus had already left with just their plain clothes from Bangladesh. This is unfinished business. You dare not oppose this. Chup chap, move band karo or piche lago and support the government on this.
I fully endorse your point, sir. Unfinished business. Bangladesh se, ab Hindi mein bolunga thoda. Bangladesh mein Hindu had to run with the kabda in his hand. With Kashmir mein Hindu had to again run. And Bengal, there will be a position like this which is happening, which will shape up. Kerala, they will have some problem. Soon you will have Assam. I think something major has to be done, because I read one of the interviews. I was reading one of the broadcast interviews. Therein one ex-advisor of Shriman Rahul Gandhi ji told that he by mind is leftist. He's been completely influenced by this Oxford and all the ideology of Oxford, that typical leftist mentality. And there are some people in JNU who advise him on the leftist thought. He's only interested in redistribution of wealth, and he has a great sympathy for Muslims. He believes that Muslims are oppressed in this country and he has to fight for these. So it's a very dangerous thing wherein he is leftist and he is Muslim leaning. That is one of his ex-advisors has said in one of the broadcasts, which is not good. That is why he doesn't believe in wealth creation. He doesn't believe in taking the responsibility. He only believes in redistribution and protecting one particular community and fighting for the rights of one particular community. And when it comes to Hindu cause and Hindu rights and all, he's an alien. He doesn't seem to understand anything. He says, "Mujhe to pata hi nahi ho what did it," but he is. But when it comes to Chunav, he becomes a Dattatreya, Kol, Kashmiri Pandit, Brahman, Shiv Bhakt. That is the reality. We are facing a problem, and West Bengal might be a microcosm of what might happen in much bigger parts of the country. But today's developments are encouraging, because I believe from a legal perspective, from looking at a logical way the things have to be done, the things are happening. The noose is tightening, the screws are tightening. Let's see how it behaves. And remember one thing, sir. If Mamta breaks out of the India Alliance can kiss goodbye to power for next 25 years. They're not going to come for power. So it's very important what is happening, and PGurus has been upfront in reporting that. We have to settle Bangladesh, and if in India we let these ghettos happen, it's a matter of time. They will get violent, and the terror and trouble will start brewing out from them. I have to end my thing here because we're almost at 20 minutes, because these ghettos lead to terror and trouble ultimately.
Yes, indeed. Let's take some questions now.
Ji.
Viewers, one small request before we go in this thing. When you're watching our programs, if you're not getting notifications, then please do two things. One is, inside YouTube, you need to log in. You have to be a subscriber and you have to log in. Second thing is, see, what happened is this bell notification, you may have clicked it in the past, but it has got additional options now. So what ends up happening is, unless you go back to your bell notification, it will be on the screen. Just go and click that and make sure you choose all. So subscribe. First, subscribe. If you've already subscribed, make sure you're logged into your YouTube. That will be usually like a Gmail account. You log in and it stays logged in. Usually, if you're watching YouTube once every 2 days, 3 days, it usually stays logged in. Then bell, inside bell, make sure you choose all. These are the three things that will help you get the notification. It's up to you. You still can avoid, I mean, if you're busy or you're watching something else, you can always wait and come back to it later. But at least we've been in touch with YouTube. They've been very helpful. They said, this is what we see with your viewers. And they told us to tell you to do this thing. This is a completely YouTube requested suggestion. So I just wanted to tell you guys three things you need to do. Subscribe, stay logged into YouTube, and click all on bell notifications. Thank you very much. Let's take the questions now.
By the way, I didn't get the notification.
विजय कुमार श्रीवास्तव जी पूछ रहे हैं, after election, the terrorist activities and attacks on armed forces is not an indication of insiders out story. घर में घुस के मारना बनता है. नमस्कार.
मैं तो विजय श्रीवास्तव जी, I am saying घर में घुस के अंदर बाहर जहां भी मारना मारो. Because if this ecosystem is not busted, and in this country long run, I would request the government of India to consider that no ghettos are formed, because ghettos lead to terror and trouble ultimately. Aaj, kal, parsu, you have to stop this ghettoization of the population in the supreme national interest, and that is what it should be done. If you are not able to do it, then and again I was very clear, Ministry of Internal Security separate from Home Ministry, Patriot Act, and with a big budget. We have to manage our house. Out of India, our peripheries are very strong, but there's a lot of things which we need to do within India, and all these elements who are supporting and giving patronage to these things must be taken care of. देखिए एक सीधी सी बात बोलो हिंदी में, criminal डॉन तब बनता जब सब उसे political patronage मिलती है. Criminals do not become don. Criminals only become dons when they get the political patronage, right? Without that, they're criminals, pretty criminals. And you had dons in UP. Then Baba came into power. Where are those dons today? Correct? Where are those UP ke Bahubali, UP ke dons? Where are they today? They're all gone. This is what happens. Criminals get patronage, they become dons. So all this, what is happening, could not have been possible without the political patronage.
Next question from Karthik Vishwanathan. He wants to know, sir, I was recently with family at river ungmot bordering Meghalaya and Bangladesh. Government has done a good job sealing the border. However, it is not plain border, but with a lot of terrains. Yes,
it is.
But yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Sumit.
It is true, sir, but the border has also these lakes. It's the only border where we walk through lakes, where we'll walk through swamps. It's the most tricky border. But my brother Karthik, we have to do everything in our national interest, what we need to protect. The problem is not the borders. The problem is that tactical infiltration which happen. Look, I'm not trying to cause aspersions here, but I'll be scream. If there's a proper border crossing, if somebody goes and leaves that proper border crossing on land open for 2 hours, बहुत कुछ हो जाएगा 2 घंटे में. You don't have to swim through a swamp or cross a lake. People are coming on foot. Planted demographic invasion is happening by foot, not by swimming, not by flying, not by a tunnel. In Gaza, they have to dig tunnels. Here, they are walking. Paddle chal ke aa rahe bhai, sir.
Yeah, and let's get back to the picture again, please. 1 second. Yeah. So if you look at this picture, viewers, the remaining 8% of Hindus, I am told, is scattered all over Bangladesh. They are not only in one place. So it is not possible to say, okay, this portion can merge with India so that at least they feel safe, because right now they are unsafe. So there are 2 problems to be solved. What about the Hindus who got driven out? over the last 50 years. Second, how do you safeguard the lives of the existing Hindus in Bangladesh? And while they may have some property wherever they are in Bangladesh, this needs to be an even exchange. Those people who are in the upper portion, they'll have to move to Bangladesh. This is not easy. Yeah, they'll say, oh yeah, why should we move? No, it is time. India needs to see. The thing is, 𝗒𝙘𝙤𝘀𝘚 ख्याल कब आएंगे आपको? When the other side is doing nothing.
Correct.
Right? So this is a population exchange inside Bangladesh. Okay, just trying to make sure that first is that step. Then that will be like a demilitarized zone. That line will be there. On that side, it's not going to be easy to enter. And that area is all plain, I'm told. It is not high terrain. This is all plain. Okay, so this is what is really needed. And then those Hindus who are now stuck in West Bengal or all over India, they have the option of going back and staying here. They have to show where they used to live originally in East Pakistan, and they can go back and reclaim the land. Look, this used to be India. Kaan khol kar sun lo, it used to be India. Just because you populate it at a higher pace doesn't make you give any rights. Basically, this time to keep sitting and talking and let's make Bangladesh more prosperous, all that has been done already. And then you still want more. This is basically back to Islam. More. Keep demanding more. Well, you're going to get less. That's the point that Indian government needs to drive home. Next question, please. Dr. S. 𝗤𝘅 wants to know, Sumitji, when will the central government impose president's rule in West Bengal and Tamil Nadu as the law and order situation of both these states has deteriorated?
Ma'am, namaskar. I would hope West Bengal will be first, and ultimately they have to go to Tamil Nadu as well. It's a matter of time. I want to add one thing to what Sree sir has been saying. Look, problem is very simple. Problem is when population of a particular community increases, the other communities cannot live around that. That is happening across the whole world. So what are we contemplating here on? And if this trend is not arrested, you will have these pockets and these places becoming more and more. How do you want to handle it? That's a question which you have to answer. And if some laws need to be brought in, the Uniform Civil Code, population control law and all that, they have to be brought in. There's no option here. So answering your question, ma'am, particularly, I think West Bengal, the thing has started. Tamil Nadu will be after West Bengal, but again, there it has to be done. And I'm being told, she said, that my sources tell me that now there's a lot of drugs and all which are getting smuggled into India, from China to their port, which they control in Sri Lanka, from Sri Lanka in smaller boats and vessels through Tamil Nadu into whole of India, including the crystal meth. Though we have covered in our China series, but I just wanted to give a small reference. So that is also happening. So there are a lot of, and where does this money go? This money is used for anti-India activities only.
Karthik Vishwanathan wants to know, sir, with Ashwani Vaishnav ji tabling Digital India Bill, will there be a heavy assault on online fake news propaganda only increasing with each passing day?
I have not seen the details of the bill, to be honest, so I cannot comment on that. If Sree sir has seen, he can possibly comment on that. I have not seen the details of the bill, so I won't be able to answer you, will it help or not. But I think what I know is that a media authority, monitoring authority is on the cards. Once that is done, that will be the only way to, take care of this fake news. Look, there is nothing which is better than prevention. Prevention is always better than cure. If you have stringent laws and all, and if you make a few case studies, the prevention automatically happens. You don't have to go for the cure. Look for the things where the fake news cannot come. But I know there are some self-proclaimed fact checkers which are getting awards from state governments. That's also a reality of life.
Next one, please. NN wants to know, what are the possibilities of TMC starting riots in Bengal if President's rule is declared? Is Center prepared to handle this?
If Center decides they can handle everything, if you can handle J&K, if you can handle Maoists, if you can handle those Northeast so-called militants and all, why can't you handle West Bengal? There will be some problems, but for the national good and for the great good of Bengal, if you have to handle them, you have to handle them. Because anyway, people are getting killed every day in Bengal. That process doesn't stop.
Next one, please. Kota Murthy wants to know why investigation agencies are not able to collect evidence in critical cases and why they are not even filing counters in certain cases. How can they arrest without evidence?
That is why we have been highlighting about these two issues, Murthy sir, about today. Let me tell you something. I didn't want to bring it up, but I have to. You know, when Sushant Singh murder happened, who was in the power? You all know. Maharashtra police was really dealing. By the time they got in CBI finally, most of the evidence has disappeared. If you get CBI back and 80% of the evidence has disappeared, what can CBI do? What do you expect CBI to do? So it's also a question of how much is the state police willing to cooperate with you. NIA and all can only come in if there's an international angle to it. So that is why I'm saying a new system has to be bought in, wherein you have something like a Patriot Act, which gives you the power to act in advance. You don't have to wait for the evidence. You don't have to wait for an incident to happen, then start looking for evidence. You can prevent. The country should be interested in preventing, not retrospective action. Retrospective action to karna hi padega na, but where is the honey in preventing or retrospective action? Prevent, act them, take them down before they take you. Look, 𝗤𝙗𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁 and all this, North 24 Pargana. I mean, this Murshidabad, Malda, Coach Behar, and if you go upside Dinajpur, they're all problematic districts.
Next question, please. Nirav, thank you so much. We must complete the 1947 partition, else this problem will never get solved. And note my words, no matter how many laws you impose, some problems cannot solve with law.
I would only want to say, Nirav bhai, Dr. Ambedkar had clearly said when the partition is done, all the Hindus should come here, all the Muslims should go there. But the Congress leaders, for the sake of a Nobel Prize which they intended to get, chose not to do it. So who betrayed the Hindus of this country? Well, that what history can tell you. But if that would have been happened, they would have listened to Dr. Ambedkar every day. And the people who carry aaj wo aate na parliament mein, they carry this constitution in their hand. So, did they listen to the maker of the constitution, what he said them about this population exchange? They never listened. If they would have, no. The problem is that you gave 1/3 of the land and only 20% of the 40% of the Muslim population went there. And you give the money, what have you got? Now your biggest problem is Pakistan, right? Now Pakistan is collaborating with anybody and everybody who's against you. But unfortunately, the vote bank politics of this country is so out of control. And I'm telling you, brother, this started with Kashmir. Kashmir was first step of 𝗤𝙗𝘆 𝗢𝘂𝘁. Let's not kid ourselves. They looked at the map. They looked at where is the Hindu population minimum. Where can you do ethnic cleansing of the Hindus? Kashmir. They did it. So it is the first step of 𝗤𝙗𝘆. After that, has the problems gone up or gone down? They have gone up because we are still not having proactive systems. We are not still able to control a lot of things. We have controlled our external enemies through the excellence and brilliance. But what about the internal ones? They are more dangerous than the external ones.
Next one, please. NN wants to know, can Patriot Act be sustained in Supreme Court?
You have to find a way of sustaining it. There are so many acts which you have sustained. You have to find a way of sustaining it. It's not a question of, look, acts are made by the legislative. Judiciary can examine them and all that, but judiciary does not have power to make rules. The power given by the constitution to make the rules is with the executive. So if executive is firm on what they are doing, judiciary has to sustain it. What is the option? Right? Else the Chief Justice of India, then let the Chief Justice of India become the Prime Minister of India. Then what is the point of Modi ji being there? Na?
Look, the Supreme Court also watches YouTube videos. They also watch what is happening in the newspaper and everything. They are aware of what is going on. Remember one thing, NN and all my dear brothers and sisters who are watching this program. Look, 6,000 rupees. One OGW was willing to sacrifice 9 of his countrymen. 9 of his countrymen. 6,000 rupees. one overground worker was willing to sacrifice. Also remember, only one tunnel got unearthed so far along the IB, international border. Are you telling me that there was only one tunnel dug? See, these are all farmers. These are all Indians. They are the ones who are tilling their land at the border. They should be knowing these things. We have to, this is not easy. But I will tell you, okay, we can always say, oh, nahi hoga, nahi hoga. No. Ram Mandir is the first time in hundreds of years where a Muslim edifice has been set apart, taken down, and restored with what used to belong there for thousands of years. So you should take hope from that. And it has been successfully done.
I want to show you this.
There is hope. 667 years. Thanks.
No, 666 rupees for a Hindu life. That is how much it sells.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. 666 rupees for a Hindu life.
Yeah. 6,000 rupiah divided by 9 lives we lost that day and the spot. Yeah. So 666 rupees is what a Hindu life is worth of for a OGW, for a terror ecosystem. Understand? This should shake your conscience, what we are talking about here. And this is reality. I'm not building up anything. Even I could have done this in my mind, but I could not believe the numbers, so I put it on a calculator. And I wanted to show you a calculator, how much does it look like? Kya kare bhai? It's not a question of what Supreme Court sustains or not sustains. We can't have Hindus getting killed and slaughtered. Hindu is not a disposable commodity in this country at the end of the day. That has to go very clear and loud to whomever it has to.
Next one, please. Chaitanya Takle wants to know, should center impose Article 356 in West Bengal?
If center wants, they can. And I think time has come to seriously contemplate that. And a clean-up of West Bengal has to be done. And all these people who think they have got the political patronage and all, there was a time, in UP, these Bahubalis, we call them Bahubalis, they used to think, I'm Bahubali. You must have seen that Mirzapur series and all, right? That was something which was very near to reality in UP. Now, where are those Bahubalis? When Vikas Dubey, police went to arrest him, he ended up killing 8 police wala. He killed 8 or 9 police guys. They fired from them all the sides. And as per some reports, the COST's head was chopped with the axe. Now, where is that Vikas Dubey today? How did Yogi Adityanath do it? Because Yogi ji has the courage, he has the political will. किसी की औकात नहीं है चूं बोले यूपी में. Nobody can dare. बाहुबली घर में. And these Atiq Ahmad and others. Oh, you have seen his son. How he was trying to shoot that Umesh Pal. It would look like you were watching Mirzapur. Mirzapur is a work of fiction. But that, what was his name? Altaf or Hamad or whatever is now. Ashraf or whatever. He was killing that person in the broad daylight, Umesh Pal. Asad. What happened to Asad then? If police and the government of the day has the will, everything can be achieved. Kisi ki auqat nahi hai. Nobody dares to stand there. If the enemies of the country with their full armies cannot stand, do you think these internal people can stand? No, it's only about the will. And there is a time when you have to do it, and you have to do it, goddamn. There's no option.
Sarvani Tumuluri wants to know, sir, just now a video in North 24th Pargana where 5 men were seen beating a woman with sticks. Why are they circulating these videos? To tell what? They know they'll get arrested, but still why?
24 Pargana mein, Shravani ji, what is the Muslim population? Can somebody do a Google and give me the exact number? You will know what is the Muslim population. That is why, that there was this, what was a JCB, some TMC guy, who was saying this is a Muslim Rashtra and this is how in Muslim Rashtra women are being handled. Unfortunately, in the Muslim countries, women are seen as commodities, nothing beyond that. In our country, we give women equal, not better rights, not equal, but better rights. We worship Shakti, we worship Ma Shakti. We are all Shakts at the end of the day. So that is the love and respect we have for the woman, but it is not in the other punths. I will not call them religions, it's not in the other punths. So these videos are there to send a message. This is to challenge the government. This is to tell you, look, we have arrived. What can you do to us? This is what we are. We have seen this ISIS flags in Kashmir. We had seen, Kashmiri women, Hindu women who were raped, who were cut on a, what do you call the Ara machine? What do you call it? Sawmill. Caught on a sawmill. We have seen, there was a woman wearing a bindi, exactly the bullet was put her in her head, exactly the bindi. Her brain came out from there. So we have seen those atrocities. But even a lot of that has been reversed now. A lot of them have been paid back, and state has to be very, very tough with anybody who's trying to break the country. And I have one thing to conclude, sir. Stop wasting time in arresting such people. Arrest karna chhod do. Just settle the case. Don't arrest them. Today, Amritpal has become an MP, and when he took the oath, he's saying, I have allegiance to the Khalistan. Now, what will you do? Cancel his, disqualify him, go to another court, fight another case. Go and do it. Right? Go and do it. Tomorrow, Rashid Engineer will say the same. So, go and do it. So, this kid gloves attitude and approach has to end. Bahut ho gaya. Amritpal was banishing guns. Banduk dikha ke chal raha tha. Do you think he has more guns than the Republic of India? No. So, people with gun only understand the language of the gun. You don't understand the language of the law and courts. No. They are carrying guns. So, what?
Next one, please. Nitya Kalyani wants to know, is it true that Rahul Gandhi was driven out in Manipur today? Did it happen today, Sumitji?
I have not heard that he was driven out of Manipur, but he was in Manipur. Again, there is a plan which is there to chalk out a Christian state out of Manipur, and to kind of show how Christians are insecure in India. These are all parts of the plan, and the people who are part of the plan or who are sympathetic to this plan will be exactly at the place where the plan is happening. So I won't be surprised if it was in Manipur, but was he driven out? I'm not sure. Do we know this 24th North Paragana? What is the Muslim population? Anybody can do a Google? Or Sachin can do a Google.
Viewers, if somebody could Google, I think it is upwards of 60%, if I remember correctly.
63 or 67%, if I'm not wrong. So if these things are happening, I won't be surprised. In Muslim countries, how do they beat a woman? How does Taliban handle women? So if something like this happened, won't be surprised.
Next one, please. Sir, the way Raga is operating, it seems a civil war is being planned to trouble the government. What's your opinion?
Raga said before, and on PGurus and even on Bharat Vichar, I had showed you the video wherein it was said that ये system versus system की लड़ाई है, मोदी की लड़ाई नहीं है, भाजपा और कांग्रेस की नहीं है, system versus system लड़ाई. And I had predicted that exactly after the elections they will make it a system versus system fight. They will want the two systems to clash because this system gives power to Modi. They will want to challenge the system conceptually. So how do you challenge the system conceptually? You say everything is compromised, everything is sold out, हर चीज बिकी हुई है. Let's go and fight it out on the roads. Let's see who wins. That is how because the system will not let you win. Look, Rishi Sunak at 110 seats was crying, right? He was saying, I'm sorry. And Rahul Gandhi at 99 is jumping. Modi ji ne bola na balak buddhi. So what is balak buddhi? Balak buddhi, I don't know how to translate it in English. That kiddish syndrome or whatever you want to call. So, these people are desperate, brother. I don't know, learn, I think he's a brother or a sister. These people are desperate. They know for next 5 years, if they are out of the power, there'll be nobody willing to back them in 5 years down the line. Whatever they have to do now. Abhi karo.
Next one, please.
Loji, 73%. I was 67, I had in my mind.
No, it is the other way. Hinduism constitutes 73.46% of North 24 Parganas population.
So the Muslim population, how much?
27%. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. In the last 13 years now, there's been a lot of illegal infiltration into India. People coming into vote and then going back to Bangladesh. Opening those big turnstiles, coming in, voting and going. How can that be? ये बाग बगीचा है क्या? Next question, please. Sree Iyer wants to know, Sree Iyer ji, in return, what are you saying we will give Bangladesh? Can we have the map up, please, one more time? So there are two things, Srikant. One is, how do you safeguard the Hindus remaining in Bangladesh? So this is inside Bangladesh. Two steps you have to do. First step is that you make sure that upwards of that line, all those people who are Hindus living down that line, they need to have a population exchange. And this has to be monitored by India, because India will take responsibility for the area above that. It will become like a union territory. You can create a buffer state, and anything that happens, you can at least put them over there. For example, those Bangladeshi Hindus who may want to go back, they have to have record, then you can find place for them in that place. See, this has been done before. It's not
Correct.
new. This has been done before. Okay, the Jews
Serbia.
from Middle East, to a family, they've been driven out from there. 150,000 families used to live in Iran. Okay, today 200 families, Jewish origin. Everybody, Israel absorbed everyone. Come one, come all. But they had, every time anybody attacks them, they go occupy the attacker's land and never give it back. This is the language that they understand. This is what they listen to. So there is a lot of population in India of Bangladeshi origin. It could be even Muslims settled in India. They need to all go back to that area. The problem here is that the solution needs to have an effect where it will not be attempted again. Otherwise, continuously this illegal migration will continue. And it doesn't take a lot of money. I'm telling you. That's why I told you that example. The overground worker was willing to kill 9 of his fellow countrymen women for 666 rupees each. Next one, please. Varadarajan wants to know, we don't want to ask any questions. Please read our messages sometime or the other. Varadarajan ji, yes, we can. You don't know how many things come through, and we have always under the time constraint to make sure that the message is delivered within an hour or so. But thank you for this advice. The messages you do in chat is for those who are watching, so you can understand. And this stays on. You can go back to a published video and you can go back and read the chat. So your point will be addressed there. So don't worry. We don't wipe out the chat history. It is there. Next one, please. Manav San wants to know, sir, how can we create firm security laws that won't be misused by opposition when they come to power? Even US Patriot Act, etc., has been misused by their ruling left to spy on Trump and others.
You see, brother Vaishnav, the point here is very simple. Every process, every product has a byproduct. Even if you make medicines which save 1 billion lives of planet Earth, there's a plant which will have some gases, which will have some dirt, which will have some hazardous chemicals come out as a byproduct. But the fight of byproduct cannot offset the uses of the main product. You will have some maybe 2-3% misuse and all, but if 97% of it is productive use, you look at that 97%, not 3%. The problem in our country is we look at that 3% and forget 97%. That is what we typically do, right? But again, Trump, even if they used to spy on Trump, they could not crucify Trump because Trump has not done anything fundamentally wrong. So how could they crucify Trump? That is the point I am trying to make. Even if you look at your sugar factories, which make the sweetest sugar, 𝗚𝗚 𝗂𝘂𝘁, what is the waste of that factory? Is black molasses, black some dark, things which keep on coming out from those factories, which have to be buried on planet Earth, somewhere in the earth and all that. So the point I'm trying to make is every process will have a bit hazardous byproducts, which we have to live with it. We have to manage their hazard and reduce their toxicity. That's all what we can do. But there is not a process wherein I can make a sugar and I can have Ganga Jal coming out as a byproduct. Wo hoga nahi bhai.
You brought up a very interesting point, Sumit ji. In our house, we consume only brown sugar. It is not bleached, because for bleaching you have to use phosphorus, and phosphorus is taken out from bones. And so we don't use that, and it actually tastes better, and it is a little bit less sweeter than the real sweet. But once you develop, your tongue gets used to it, you love it. So that's all I can say. 15-20 years I've been using only brown sugar. This is not the brown sugar of 𝗏𝗏𝗏, right? This is called raw sugar. It's also called
unpolished sugar, I would say, which is brown in color, to make it more clear. Not the brown sugar, unpolished sugar, which is brown in color.
Next one, please. Pukran Am. Ask Guruji, अगर कांग्रेस नेक्स्ट 3 सीट इलेक्शन जीतेगी तो बीजेपी की वाट लगेगी, देश के भी फिर कैसे मोदी का योगी का पावर बढ़ेगा?
I could not answer. Ask Guruji, अगर कांग्रेस नेक्स्ट 3 सीट इलेक्शन स्टेट होना चाहिए, राइट?
स्टेट
हाँ, देन देखिए फुकरन जी, मुझको लगता है कि if this happens, there'll be some major issues to handle, and but before that, look, politics works on perception. If you get on the cracking mode, things can change overnight. The people are with you, right? People are with Modi ji. There's no doubt on it. But you have to get into a bit of cracking mode. And I tell you, the sentiment of the country will change like this. And we'll have 10,000 people watching us live then. And I'm telling you today, we'll have 10,000 people watching us because people are a bit disheartened. They want to see action now because a lot of water has flown under the bridge. And now, get cracking.
Yeah, here's a picture of how raw sugar looks like. That's what I consume. I love it. And you have the cubes also, raw cubes versus polished cubes. Thank you so much, Sachin, for sharing that. He's a quick gun Murugan. Khatak, nikal ke de diya.
Patafat.
Shashi Kumar wants to know, do you think Modi and the NDA government have what it takes to conduct a population census? Although I'm in Malaysia, I'm sad to see what's happening in Bharat.
Population census has to be done, sir. Whether we like it or not, how bitter the pill is, we have to swallow it. But we should have a lot of things in place before the population census, because if you want to do uniform civil code and population control after the census, they say, oh, it's because of the census you have done this. Because of the census, you're saying you have done this. Look, one thing is very sure. I can't be more direct on this. I have been direct on as many platforms I have in my life. This secularism, this democracy, and all is till that time you have the demography on your side. If demography changes, everything will change. Everything will change, including the population, and it's very simple. At 50%, they ask for division. At 51%, they ask for Sharia. At 55%, they ask for jizya. It's a call the people of the country have to take. It's very simple. Look at the world. This is what happens. It's division, Sharia, and then jizya. If you're happy to pay jizya, I have no problem.
They do watch a lot of our videos. Vijay Kumar Srivastava wants to know, sir, after election, the terrorist activities and attacks on armed forces is not an indication of insiders out story. Ghar mein ghus ke marna banta hai. Namaskar.
We have answered this, but as the question is brought up again, andar bhi bahar bhi, line ke is par bhi, line ke us par bhi. This is the reality of life, brother. We have to now take them on. We have to take them on, and we have to mercilessly take them on, because when one brother in uniform dies, you know how much of a loss is for the country, for those families. I don't bloody care if 100 or 1,000 terrorists or overground workers die. Let them die. I have no sympathies for them. But one man in uniform is not even worth a million soldiers, a million these terrorists. That is the pain I get in my heart.
Next one, please. Narayana wants to know, Dhaage waali mishri, much better option. Brown sugar is not good with hot milk. Dhaage waali mishri.
There aati hai, sir. Dhaage waali mishri has less glucometric index. But if you want to, just diverting from the topic a little bit, if you want to know the thing with the least glucometric index is coconut sugar. Coconut sugar, the glucometric index is 34 or 35. And I think in Dhaage waali mishri is around 45, and the normal sugar is 65. 60-65. Good is more.
Definitely we'll look it up. Yeah.
Good has more glucometric index.
Oh, okay. Dhaage waali mishri is Panankalkanda. Okay. Is it from palm? Is it from palm tree?
No, sir. It is again a mystery, but it is not. It's not somehow polished and all. It reduces its glucometric index. It's the same sugar. But there's a coconut sugar, which has the lowest glucometric index. I would recommend everybody to have that.
Next one, please. Thank you. Sid Dave, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have many traitors amongst us. Imagine Yadav, Jat, hating Brahmin, Thakur so much that they are willing to align with jihadists?
You see, the politics is the art of winning, my brother. And as long as in democracy you get 51% of the people on your side, you are insured. There will be some which will not be on our side. There will be people who will try all these crazy things and all. But if you get 51% of the people on your side or 55, you have made your way. So let's for target 55 for now, leave 45 for a future day to come. If you want to work on 100, we might not reach anywhere. 55 की राजनीति करो ना.
Devendra wants to know why the government is not doing anything with regards to political science and history for the last 10 years. I'm worried that my children will grow up as leftists with colonial mentality.
There's a lot of changes which we need to do. We have to revamp our curriculum. We have to make it more job oriented. We have to make it as per the day. But still, we want to read about Akbar the Great, knowing what Akbar has done. We want to read Shah Jahan, Babur. Forget that. Even in Delhi, how do we have Akbar Road, Shah Jahan Road, Babur Road, and Humayun Road? I have no idea. Knowing the kind of atrocities they have committed against the Hindus, we have luckily removed the road of Aurangzeb Road. Now it's APJ Abul Kalam Road. And if we had more of Abul Kalams, APJ Abul Kalams, this country would be entirely different. But I am very sure there are a lot of APJ Abul Kalams out there if we look for them. But definitely these Babur, Shah Jahan, and Akbar, and Tughlaq, and all these people who have come and murdered the locals here and slaughtered Hindus. I don't know. We still have roads in the name. However, when are we going to change it? I have no idea. If I am in power, I'll do it tomorrow morning.
That brings us to a close of today's program. Viewers, remember this, only 1 in 7 of you are getting the notifications correctly, which means either you are not logged into your YouTube account and you are also not getting the all button, because you see, personalized is what the default is when you enable bell notifications. Personalized will not give you the notification. You have to go to all, only then it will get the notification. So I know Sumitji wants to end with a word, and we'll also take the Ashirwad of Mahadevji. Over to you, sir.
Sir, even I did not get my notification today. मेरे को भी notification नहीं आया.
आजकल that's what I keep looking at. Did it come or not?
I didn't get a notification today. So can we do something? Can we find some other way of sending the notifications?
Yeah.
Or you know,
एक तरीका है, मुझे sorry to cut you off. एक तरीका है. See, there is a WhatsApp channel that we are giving you to include. WhatsApp channel is in description. If you go to any video, right, in that there is right at the beginning we have that. You go and click on that channel and you join that. Then what happens is, no matter what gets released, you will get a notification there. So in that channel you can get it, and there is nobody cutting and middle and sitting. WhatsApp is a peer-to-peer. It just works clean. From there you pick it up. Agar aapko interest, if it looks interesting, you go and watch that. We are trying our best, Sumitji. We have made an app, makes it very easy to auto-subscribe. Again, after auto-subscribe, you have to go and click all on bell notification. So see, the 3 steps I told you, everything is automatically done if you install PGurus app. Khatakhat, fatafat, takatak, jo bhi have you.
I have one more suggestion. You know, if we could just maybe in the morning or the afternoon, let's say we have this program today at 9, program with Sumit Peer 9, program with 𝗤𝙭 Iyer at 10:30, program with 𝗤𝙭 Iyer at 10:30. You know, subject TBD, we can say that, so that at least people know that 9 o'clock there's Sumit Peer, 10:30 there's 𝗤𝙭 Iyer. So at least then if we will reduce our dependence on the notifications to some extent.
Yes.
That we can do, but subject to we cannot determine in the morning or afternoon, but by the end of the day we look at what is happening.
Correct.
At least let's notify. We can सकते.
Absolutely true. Like we have to get in through the window, ventilator, door, whatever is open.
So we can do that. And even I didn't get a notification today, sir, but ठीक है. I am very sure that people will log into our WhatsApp channel, and even after, if they don't get a notification, they will still watch the program, because the kind of content we bring on PGurus is nowhere else. On that note, Bharat Mata ki jai, Vande Mataram, and Har 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 Mahadev. Mahadev.
Bye.